In K-pop, there is a clock almost nobody outside the industry watches, and it is running out for a whole generation of groups at the same time. It is called the 7-year rule. Korea's Fair Trade Commission set a standard years ago. An exclusive artist contract should not run longer than 7 years. Groups sign as teenagers, they debut, and 7 years later, everyone in the room has to decide again. 7 years sounds arbitrary until you consider what it covers. A trainee period that can run 3 or 4 years before debut, then debut itself. Then the years it takes for a group to become known well enough that the question of renewal is worth asking at all. By the time the clock runs out, the people signing are not the teenagers who signed the first one. They have leverage, they have their own income, and for the first time, they have a genuine choice. That is the contract clock, and in August of 2026, 3 different groups reached it in the same month and produced 3 completely different answers. This is what those answers look like: what is confirmed, what is only claimed, and what actually changes for the people watching. Start with the cleanest outcome, because it is the one that almost never makes headlines. Except that calling it clean needs a correction straight away, because something happened to this group 5 months earlier that the renewal cannot be read without. On the 3rd of April, SM Entertainment announced that Mark Lee was leaving. Not just NCT Dream, NCT 127 as well. His contract concluded on the 8th of April, 10 years to the week after he debuted. So NCT Dream had already become 6 before any of this. Renjun, Jeno, Haechan, Jaemin, Chenle, and Jisung. That is the lineup, and that is why every outlet reporting the renewal says 6 rather than 7. And I want to read you the exact words SM used about that departure because they matter more than they look. The company said, "We have mutually agreed to conclude his exclusive contract." Mutually agreed. Hold on to that phrase. It comes back before the end of this episode, in a case where somebody refused it. On the 20th of August, SM Entertainment announced that the members of NCT Dream had renewed. All of them. Jeno, Renjun, Chenle, Jaemin, and Jisung signed, alongside Haechan, who had already re-signed earlier. The Korea Herald, the Korea Times, Soompi, and allkpop all reported it as a full group renewal. I am giving you the outlets rather than a number of my own because different outlets count NCT's overlapping units differently, and I am not going to guess on your behalf. SM's own language was about the bond between the members and a shared commitment to keep going as NCT Dream. That is a company statement, so read it as one. But the signatures are real, and they are unanimous. And the timing matters. This lands in the year NCT marks a decade since debut. A group hitting 10 years with its lineup intact is not the ordinary outcome. It is the rare one. It is also worth saying what a renewal is not. It is not a promise of forever, and it is not a statement that nothing was ever difficult. It is a decision, taken at the one moment where walking away carries no penalty. That is answer number 1. Renew together. The group holds, the agency holds, nothing visibly breaks. Though it is worth being precise about what held. 6 of the 7 re-signed. The 7th had already gone, amicably as far as anyone has said, and nothing about that has been disputed by either side. Which is its own data point. A departure can be quiet, and a renewal can follow it, and both can be true in the same year. Answer number 2 is the one this channel has already covered twice, so I will be brief, because it is the precedent that makes the rest legible. Earlier this year, members of TWICE left JYP Entertainment while remaining members of TWICE. Chaeyoung went independent. Jungyoung signed elsewhere. The group did not end. And in the last episode, we looked at ENHYPEN releasing their first record as 6 after Haesung's departure in March. Those 2 cases established something that used to be unthinkable. The agency contract and the group membership are separable. You can leave the company and stay in the band. That is answer number 2. Leave the agency, keep the group. Which brings us to the third answer, and this is the difficult one. So I am going to be careful about exactly what is established and what is not. On the 13th of August, JYP Entertainment announced that Gunal, the leader of Xdinary Heroes, had left the group and that his exclusive contract had been terminated. JYP described it as a decision reached by both sides. There had been allegations made about his private conduct, posted publicly by a person identifying herself as a former partner. I am not going to detail those allegations, and I am not going to weigh them. They are unverified, they concern private behavior, and a claim repeated confidently enough starts being treated as a finding. That is not what this episode is for. What is reportable is what happened to the contract, because both sides have now put a statement on the record, and the two statements do not agree. Do not miss the next one. Like, subscribe, and turn your notifications on for the stories everyone will be talking about tomorrow. Now, let us get back to it. JYP said the termination was mutual. The same two words SM used about Mark in April. Gunil, through his lawyer, said it was not. He said he did not choose to leave the group and did not agree to end his contract, that in his position there were no valid grounds for terminating it, and that he wants to resolve it through discussion. Those are two accounts of the same event, and one of them is wrong. I cannot tell you which, and neither can anyone else reading from outside. What I can tell you is that the phrase mutual agreement is doing an enormous amount of work in K-pop, and this is the first time in a long while that someone has publicly refused it. And that is exactly why the Mark comparison is worth making. Same phrase, 2 departures, 5 months apart. In one, nobody contested it, and the phrase describes what happened. In the other, the artist stood up and said it does not. The words cannot tell you which is which. Only the response can. That is the uncomfortable finding of this whole episode. Mutual agreement is not a description. It is a claim. And it is a claim made by one side. Xdinary heroes continue as 5. Jungsu, Gayeon, Odite, Junhan, and Joyeon. That is answer number 3. Leave in dispute. So, renew together. Leave the agency, but keep the group. Or leave in dispute. 3 groups, 1 month, 3 outcomes. Here is why that is a story rather than a coincidence. For most of K-pop's history, the 7-year mark had essentially one meaning. Either the group re-signed or the group ended. Disbandment was the default assumption, and fandoms braced for it like a weather event. What 2026 is showing is that the mark has stopped being a single door. It is now a junction with at least 3 exits, and which exit a group takes depends less on the calendar than on what the members and the company can agree in the room. That changes what a renewal announcement actually tells you. When all of NCT Dream re-signs, that is not simply a contract being processed. In a year where the alternatives are visible and public, it reads as a choice. And it changes what a departure tells you, too. A member leaving an agency no longer implies the group is finished. NCT put out a record, twice kept working. The old inference does not hold anymore. For a fandom, that distinction is the entire difference between grief and adjustment. Under the old rule, a member leaving the company meant the group you followed was over. Under the new one, it can mean the credits on the album change, and the group keeps going. That is a much smaller thing to absorb, and it is worth knowing which of the two you are actually looking at before you react to a headline. There is a commercial layer under all of this that is worth naming plainly, because it explains why these statements are worded so carefully. A K-pop group is sold per member. Photo cards, individual concept photos, fan call slots, member-specific merchandise lines. every change to the lineup is a measurable commercial event before it is anything else. Which is why an agency will almost always prefer the words mutual and amicable, and why it is genuinely unusual for a departing artist to stand up and say publicly that the words were wrong. So, what should you actually watch from here? First, whether the Gunal dispute goes further than statements. His lawyer has asked for talks. If this moves into a formal process, it becomes the test case for what mutual agreement is allowed to mean, and every contract signed after it will be read differently. It matters beyond one musician. If mutual agreement can be asserted by a company and then publicly denied by the artist with no mechanism to settle it, then the phrase means whatever the stronger party needs it to mean. A dispute that reaches a formal process is the only thing that changes that. Second, whether the NCT Dream renewal turns out to be the exception or the new normal. One full group renewal in a year of departures is a data point, not a trend. And note that NCT Dream is both answers at once. It lost a member in April and re-signed the rest in August. A group can sit in two of these outcomes inside a single year. Third, watch the wording in the next announcement you see. Mutual, amicable, by agreement of both parties. Those phrases used to pass without inspection. They will not anymore, and that is a change worth noticing. And fourth, watch how many groups reach the 7-year mark in the next 12 months, because this cohort debuted together, and they will arrive at the junction together. 1 month, 3 groups, 3 answers to the same question. The clock does not decide which one you get, the room does. Everything in this episode is labeled confirmed, where a company or an artist has said it on the record, claimed, where it is contested, and unverified, where nobody outside has been able to establish it. Where 2 accounts disagree, both are here, and neither has been adopted as the truth. Thank you for watching.